They say the meek will inherit the earth. We say the nerds are already in control. Welcome to the Frakkin Nerds, episode number 84. Joining me today is...
at the moment, it's just me, Sway.
Yeah.
It's feeling like an intimate show today, huh?
And Robbie Longo, he is on his way. I guess he might have not realized the daylight savings time.
Lizzie, grab a mic. Oh, I didn't either. I just woke up really early. So.
Oh, and you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
why is my cell phone changed, huh?
Right.
See, I always wondered in regards to the people that have to do the time change when they're working. Do they
Right.
lose
I'm not
an
a
hour?
I'm not a farmer, so I don't think that should apply to me.
Well, exactly.
All right, let's go back to bed. We'll see you guys in an hour.
We need more sunlight. All right, on today's show, one of the Avengers is pregnant. You can probably figure out which one that is.
Chris Evans?
Chris Evans, yes. I don't know if his body's ever going to bounce back, though. Many of your favorite shows are getting renewed, and our thoughts on the new South Park game, Stick of Destiny. Our Twitter question of the week, which of your favorite TV shows do you hope get renewed? Tweet us at Frakkin Nerds. But you're going to put that in right now?
Sure, I will.
Okay. I just have to make sure. I don't know.
Right.
This week on South by Southwest, which has a lot of films, music, and art, one of the coolest things is to get your food from IBM's Watson. Just look at me.
All right. I'm engaged in the story. Please.
And
proceed.
if you don't know who Watson is a supercomputer built by IBM. He was on Jeopardy for a while there also. Did you ever see the documentary they did on him?
So all it just goes to show that all geniuses eventually just fizzle out and just become servers?
Yes. The one problem when they initially were creating it for Jeopardy was Watson couldn't understand utilizing words, because we understand how certain words mean different thing in the English language.
Right.
And how they make like kind of little punny things on Jeopardy. Watson could not read those kind of things. He was just completely he or she or it.
He's book smart, not street smart.
Exactly. He
Right.
didn't understand what was going on, so he would lose until they worked on his operating system and made him a little more stronger for what he was. Well, IBM has put Watson in charge of their South by Southwest food truck. The company set up a cognitive cooking food truck in partnership with the Institute of Culinary Education. It's using Watson's recipe system, which combines three elements, the ingredients, cuisine, and type of dish, to create an unconventional new fare. And chefs here in Austin are churning out delicacies such as ceviche, fish and chips, and Vietnamese apple kebabs.
It's pronounced ceviche.
Ceviche?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm still, it probably tastes delicious either way.
You'd hope so, yeah.
Yeah, I would hope so. Does he actually get into the kitchen and mix it up too?
Oh, he's in the kitchen. The computer's in there.
Is he? But does he have like little robotic arms?
I don't know. That's a good question. What they were saying, ICE creative director Michael Lanaskis, who was on hand making IBM's take on fish and chips today, says Watson is able to identify compatible ingredients that chefs may not consider, such as mushrooms and strawberries.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not mixing mushrooms and strawberries.
Well, I thought he would just so basically this robot just points at things and goes, fish. That's like,
Put that there.
fish.
So it's making different and interesting food. Would you be willing to try out what Watson decided to make?
Well, I've been willing to try some pretty shitty foods that humans have made. So
your wife? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, me, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a house husband.
So you're willing to test it out? Pizza. Oh yeah, that's pizza.
Oh yeah, I did have
bananas and anchovies.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
With our mini pizza challenge we did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we're actually gonna have to go back to that and do it right.
Well, yeah,
you're gonna have to do it right. Don't leave me.
Well, I felt bad for is Cody. I think he'd missed a few meals, and that's why he was willing to keep eating that pizza. He was like, well, it's nutrients maybe, so I'll keep eating this. What I consider death. I think that's how he described it, right? He considered death. So
I still come across that photo every now and then in my phone, and it's just brings back nightmares.
All right, joining the show now is Robbie Longo, who looks as tired as the rest of us for this, since it would be 1 o'clock our time. Oh, you're not even up. That would help too. Hi, Robbie.
No.
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 Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Figured everybody was still not awake. I'm glad we don't have to work on, like actual real jobs on a Sunday where,
Right.
So
did you forget to spring forward too?
No.
No, you just...
I was up, but I was referencing time from my alarm clock, not from like my iPad when I was just like, just browsing the web. Actually, Marvel updated their unlimited comics app, so I was reading about 4 comics on it just to see how it is.
What did they update?
They updated their unlimited comics app that's separate from their Marvel comics app. That's just a branch of Comixology.
I know, but what kind of update did they do?
Oh, it was.
This is only for my own referencing, so I know when later on I can get on it.
They didn't improve a lot of the user interface. They changed how the comic downloads.
Okay.
I think they said that they improved some of the what the hell is it called? The frame by frame thing. What the hell is that? Like where you get to go like panel by panel.
Oh, the Smart View, I think it's called.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but apparently they're also cooking up an audio option. So you can actually listen to somebody or something read you the book. I guess if you're visually impaired.
Oh, very good. Okay.
So, but I didn't see. I tried to turn it on, but it wasn't enabled. And I think they even mentioned that in their. I think they did in the update. They mentioned that, but I was just flipping through. It definitely it's definitely a lot smoother of an experience. Not as like stuttered and if I flip a page, it's actually going to flip the page, not just kind of like just snap a new page in there. It's a little more fluid.
Or sometimes when you're going to the next page and it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
And you're like, and you don't know if it's coming back or not, and then it locked up. And then I know the Smart View, if that's what it's called.
Yeah, I think
that does not work well on the Ultimate Comics because they don't go by the normal boxes. It's like long rectangles and everything else.
Yeah, they do have more full page spreads,
yes.
or not everything's limited to the normal panels.
Yeah, and it's really hard to read. I almost have to jump back and forth to stay focused on it. All right. Well, forget trivia night at the local bar. QuizUp is now on Android. Do you guys have QuizUp on your phones?
No.
QuizUp is it's an app. They've had it out for the iPhone and the iPads. Finally coming to Android. It's a way to play quiz games on your phone versus other people live at the same time. You get, I think it's 7 questions, and you have a time frame. The quicker you answer, the more points you get. Starting off with 10, and then starts. Actually, I'm sorry. It starts off with 20 and starts counting down from each time you play.
And then as it goes down, it starts eliminating answers from the board.
No, it doesn't.
No.
You have to hit you have to hit it, as quickly as you can and try to get it correctly as you can. And so there's a variety of categories, everything from like name that toy, which I was doing 100%. People were like, you must know toys. And I was like, yes, I do. It'd have like pictures of the toys, so it was easier to pick out. Other things are like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I played that and got pissed because they had like one question. Any of you guys seen Buffy? No. Okay, that on my you.
Just the movie.
Oh, just the movie. Okay, wow. All right, well, there was an episode where this one girl is invisible, and they ask you, who was it? They had 4 different types of spelling of the girl's name. So if you kind of knew the name, you were already lost because you're like, I don't know how they spelt her name. I'm not that diehard of a...
Was it like Tammy with an I?
It was. It was kind of like that. And it was, they would either miss...
1 M, 2 M's.
They would change the way her first name was or her last name was.
Oh, God.
Right.
So it'd be like, Tammy Rose, and they would spell it two different ways.
That's kind of stupid because that ultimately is trickery. It's not testing your knowledge. It's I know it, but... It's like you're thinking to yourself, like, I've never actually seen it spelled out in a fucking episode before. Go fuck yourself, question.
Yeah, you would have to look at the credits,
or
and that's if they
watch it with
list
the captions on. So
yeah.
Well,
if the captions are right.
Ooh, what's these? We got some Spider-Man Valentine's Day.
This thread is officially a Spider-Man thread. I love those
I
names.
got my favorite web crawler. What'd you get? Ooh, you got caught in the web. Robbie?
Same.
Oh, she didn't. I guess they were very limited on the suckers and the...
Or Spider-Man puns.
Yes.
That's all we got. So I'm sorry. So it's a fun game to play. Yes, I think what problem with that question was it's a lot of it's user created questions, and so somebody was just fucking asshole in changing the name. But it is fun. You should check it out. If you're looking for more gaming thing, Buffalo Wild Wings is looking to use tablets for gaming, ordering, and variety of other things.
So kind of like what Chili's was doing, but instead, I guess, bring your own tablet.
Well, no, they have the tablets. Chili does have their tablets on the thing where you can order your food and pay out and get the hell out. Well, this will also allow you to play their gaming service that Buffalo Wild Wings has.
So are they going to be tethered to the table?
I would assume so, yeah.
The Chili's ones aren't tethered.
They're not?
No.
Oh.
You can pick up and move them around.
Well, they're also...
But I think they're coded to a certain table. So you can be an asshole and switch them around.
Oh,
you can grab someone else's table, play the game, not pay the money, and put it back and be like, oh.
It's Tammy with an eye, damn it! Now, how long do you think until they do something where, like, maybe they'll have their own app that you can download? Maybe they'll, like, entice you, download it, and you'll get a free appetizer or half-off appetizer, so then they could go that route.
God, I hope it doesn't go that way.
Well, I know they do have the apps for the... whatever the gaming service they have at B-Dubs, you can download that, but you can't order your food. But you guys been to B-Dubs where it sometimes takes forever for a server, especially a busy football day?
To acknowledge that you're there?
Yes.
Because Buffalo Wild Wings is filled with incompetent servers.
Yes.
Yes.
Not all of them, but there is a lot. But you also have to admit it is sometimes very, very busy there.
So you won't be finding any Watsons there?
Nope.
No.
Fuck you if it's busy. That's what I say.
Oh, okay. Get more servers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You have a place that can that has a seating capacity. Get the servers in to come in and serve us.
Yeah, well, especially during Sundays during football and any major sporting event that could be either local or national, you should have enough servers available for the events because they're always busy. So I don't know. But so what this would allow you to do is order your food, order more drinks, and play games. And if you've got a soda, just go over to the soda machine and fill it up. You almost have to cut, actually it'd be nice. You just order your food, walk up, pull it from the window, and then pay and get the fuck out. Don't even have to do it. Hey, look, we can just eliminate servers altogether.
Yeah, fuck them.
There we go.
Waste of money.
Yeah. And then you don't have to pay a tip.
Yeah.
Well, except for the bartender. But then if they
I always love when you go to like a restaurant, like if you get like Chinese food or something, they always have like the tip line. I'm always just striking it through with a line. I'm just like, I'm not giving you a tip for
doing your job.
Slapping shitty food down on a plate for me to consume.
Yeah,
back when
I never understand where you like. I don't think you should tip for
window service essentially.
Yeah, like if you go to like.
Okay, Mr. Pink.
No, I know. No, I'm not completely. No, you shouldn't serve. I mean, if a server comes and is handling,
if I'm
your
sitting
drink
down
and
at a
food,
sit-down restaurant, I'm actually eating off of a ceramic plate, and then, I will tip. But
do you eat off of many paper plates at sit-down restaurants?
If it's like I'm going to like the shitty Chinese window and or like the counter and getting shitty Chinese food. Then
now, what about buffets? I usually do 10% on a buffet.
I don't fucking tip on a buffet,
even if they're cleaning your stuff off while you're eating and filling your drink.
Here's my thing. Now here's my thing about that. Like I
do not serve Robbie Longo when you're at a buffet,
or just don't go eating with him. Or like, hey, we're on a separate check.
No, right. If I actually have a server that comes and refills my drink or whatever, and maybe lifts plates off my table. All right, that's
I'm a little.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
On the buffet tip, here's what I feel weird because I usually do tip on a sit-down restaurant when it's a ceramic plate too. But like buffets, like I don't know, I tend to use the same plate.
You're that guy, huh?
Technically, you're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to. That's why they have the clean plates up there for you.
Oh, I understand why they have it, but I'm just a guy who just uses the same plate.
Oh, I see, huh?
Yeah.
So
I do sometimes. It depends on how dirty the plate is.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to eat like ice cream. Well, one thing, if we're going to get on this buffet thing, is like...
We're doing it.
Okay, let's do it. I cannot do fondue at a buffet. That just makes me... Just think of all the little kids that stick their fingers in that thing.
Well, it's mixing it up.
I just don't think the public should be able to have access to flowing chocolate like that.
So you're really anti Golden Corral because I don't know anybody else that does the fondue except for Golden Corral.
I like the Golden Corral after 4:30 when I get the all-you-can-eat steak, but I will not do the fondue.
All right, you take something away. I mean,
you do know that the all-you-can-eat steak is like the worst, marbled, fat and unlean steak in the world.
It's still more steak than I have at my house. So
and he doesn't have to cook it.
Yeah, and I don't have to cook it.
That's right.
I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is if that's probably about whenever I buy steak for my house, it's probably a grade lower than Golden Corral. So to me, it's a step up.
I buy steak. It's like the nice, lean, like Angus type steak.
Well, good for you.
Who's single and who's not?
Yeah, right.
All right, guys. When we come back, coming up next, Zorro is getting a reboot. It looks like one of the Jungle Book movies. Do you guys know that they're actually making 2 Jungle Book movies?
Yeah.
And they're gonna come out back to back with the Peter Pan films, right?
Are they?
The multiple Peter Pan.
Are there multiple Peter Pan movies also? I thought there's only one.
Hey,
they're
ultimate like Die Hard White House movies.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
One of them actually has their Shere Kahn voice, so we'll find out who that is. And when we return on the Frakkin Nerds.
If you're listening to this podcast, you're probably a big fan of the show. I bet you wondered, hey, what do those nerds think about the nerdiest things that are going on during the week? Well, then visit our website, FrakkinNerds.com. FrakkinNerds.com is a daily website featuring cool video, geektastic stuff to buy, and weekly TV and movie reviews. You can also follow us on Twitter at FrakkinNerds or Facebook.com/FrakkinNerds to get the daily updates and when our podcast goes live. So remember, that website again is FrakkinNerds.com.
Farscape, Sailor Moon, Hogwarts boys all make them swoon. Aragorn, Legolas, these are the boys they love the best. I mean, they're good to go. Love sci-fi, yo. Marvel, DC, Vertigo. The girls are sweet, they can't be beat. Super fine like Peach, Darth Maul, standing tall. He's so bad, so say we all. Epic loots for the win. Hydra's what we're raiding in. Tag Source, Konami Code, Doctor Who, Expert Mode, Game Genies, Wow Fiends, Sick Meanies, no weenies, don't forget they Queenies. Gamer ladies, raiding tonight, babies. I'm all up on this, cause you represent geeks and gamers.
All right, welcome back to the Frakkin Nerds. Remember our Twitter poll question of the week. Which one of your favorite TV shows do you hope makes the cut and gets renewed? Although Robbie wasn't here for when we were declaring that. So, Robbie, what show of your favorite show this year makes the cut?
Almost Human.
Almost Human?
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Yeah, that's making the cut. I was thinking.
I don't know if it is or not because I don't know. So I'm hoping it does make the cut.
I know being Human is not being. That's getting canceled.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I stopped watching midway through, after the 4 episodes into season 2. I kind of stopped watching it.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's just I forgot about it. That's before I had DVR, and
I don't
care to watch it on Netflix.
Oh, dude, the one thing I hated is I decided I was going to go ahead and try to catch up on all the Being Humans, and so
the British or the U.S. one.
The U.S. I was already way ahead of the British. I'm not to the point where they reboot all the characters on there. Which I thought
where they cancel it and then restart the show.
Yeah. And so I decided to. So Sci-Fi was doing one of their run of the series, so I set up to record all of them. Well, the problem is like they would keep showing the promo for season. I guess this is 3. But the promo I didn't find out that they were showing was actually stuff that happened in the beginning of season 3. So as I'm watching season,
they're spoiling it for you.
Yeah, they're already spoiling because I'm like, who are these people? And then when these people get introduced in season 2, I'm like, oh well, what the hell? Now I know what's going on, and this is stupid.
So you just Netflix it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I did. So I just so I didn't have to sit there and watch the same promo. It kept showing the same promo every time I go to break. If it was on demand, was the worst because it was like every time there was a break, it was that
commercial.
promo. I'm like, and I was like, don't show me that promo. Show me other stuff. Show me Helix. Show me something else that why are you like, hey, look, is our show.
Show me a commercial to buy the full series of Alphas.
Oh, shoot. That was one show that shouldn't have went away. That was a great show. That was like Heroes done right.
Yeah, it was. That's what happens with Sci-Fi. You have a good show and it just dies after a couple seasons.
Yeah, I don't understand why they love getting rid of their good shows.
Isn't Sci-Fi a part of Viacom or is that part of NBC Universal?
NBC Universal.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. They don't like keeping good stuff.
No.
Right, Suede?
Well, Community is still around, but I don't like
for now.
For now, well, I mean, like they're always saying 6 seasons in a movie, so I mean, next season will be technically their 6th season. Right?
Do you think even if they would just go ahead and end it if like they got to next year, and then they're like, "This is it, we're done."
I don't know. What's your thoughts on it recently with Dan Harmon being back and everything? Have you been following it still? Have you been watching it?
Yes. I think it's definitely much stronger than the gas leak season.
Right. I think that they're doing a lot. I mean, like, they're working with the army they have, right? I mean, 2 of their major characters are gone, so they have to kind of work around that. And I guess it's like, I mean, in the title of the pilot episode was the reboot episode. It does feel like a rebooted show.
It does, yes.
I mean, from the way it's shot to the way the characters. I mean, it's like it feels like it's shot on a different grain of film. I don't know if
they're shooting on a
maybe it's just
look.
Like the lighting is different. I don't know. It just seems very different to me. I don't know if that's.
It could be. I've liked the new. I mean, they've worked Chang in better this season.
Right.
The new teacher that they have a part of the group. Actually, the 2 new teachers. One was introduced. John Oliver was introduced season 1. He's getting a larger role, and then the guy who was in Breaking Bad. I can't remember what his character's name is.
Right. Who also I think I had read recently that might be going back to that show.
Oh, for You Call Sal?
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
really?
see, I haven't watched Breaking Bad, so we can just stop talking about it right now.
Well, yeah, because then I'm like, well, this either is a
Yeah,
prequel or a
let's-
sequel, depending on how things ended up on that show.
Well, I thought I heard it was a prequel, but then a friend of mine told me after, because he kind of ran right through Breaking Bad. He said that the whole show bounces all over the place. Like what might show as like something happened in season 2 won't be explained till like season 3 or something.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So,
but this new series could be a whole different
it might
thing.
might also do that. Who knows?
I don't know. That's a good question. So, all right. So
that's next on my list because I already ran right through the second season of House of Cards. So now Breaking Bad's next up.
Oh, okay. See,
on
we
deck.
just started watching House of Cards, so
It's pretty good.
it looks pretty good.
Did you finish the first episode of season 2?
No, we're on the first episode of season 1.
Oh, okay.
Which it was a good episode to bring you in. That's always a good sign of a strong series. Is that first episode?
And the
sets you
first
up.
episode of season 2 also does a pretty good job of
Okay.
setting the deck more or less.
Ooh, look at that, setting the deck.
Yeah.
They're very good. All right, Sony's Zorro reboot, because you know what? We all need a new Zorro movie.
I wouldn't mind a new Zorro movie.
Really? I thought Antonio Banderas, he pretty much set the bar, and we don't need to go any higher than that, right?
We need a Zorro TV series.
Do we really?
Might as well.
Set in the future, or the
No.
future,
No,
yes.
yeah. I thought it would be like a Spanish novella, but like okay.
You want a Spanish novella?
Oh, I do. I think it would fit perfectly.
Like, would actually do it Spanish novella
Yeah.
style?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that would be pretty funny.
I just want Zorro walking around like a really gritty like
Do like Arrow?
1500s.
I would
and
love
he just runs
1500s
around
Arrow.
and just takes out people.
I would love, like old timey Zorro walking around modern day like Harlem, just
So you have this Hispanic man beating up black people is what we're going to do?
yeah, but like just in cape, in costume.
Oh, okay.
It'd be better if it was down in Miami because it has like more.
Oh,
of a,
there you go. More Cubanos and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
I
that
just
could
want him
work.
in a really urban area that like he feels uncomfortable. Like maybe I shouldn't have worn
Just
this while
walk-
I'm
yeah.
Alaska.
Alaska.
walking around the street.
He's up in like Juneau, Alaska. He's just like, man, it's fucking cold.
Back in 2011, Sony tapped TV writers Matthew Fetterman and Steven Saku to adapt an original tale of Zorro reboot based on Isabella Allende. Allende. That's it. Sorry, her novels are, but it's not clear if the continuation of the project or is a new take altogether. They're hoping for a gritty Dark Knight-esque backstory also. There will be swordplay combined with martial arts that come from Europe and create a deadly combination of action and lethal fighting systems that combine swords, daggers, grappling, and bare knuckles.
Which is kind of ironic because Batman is kind of based a little bit on Zorro.
Is he really?
That's what I read.
Oh, okay. All right, that's something we learned today. Write that down.
You mean type it down?
Yes, type it down. He's got his new Chromebook, but he says it cuts his hands when he types and everything.
Yeah, it's very sharp for my palms. I don't know. I'm probably gonna give myself carpal tunnel because I don't know how to type properly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a point and peck guy.
How's that shitty Chrome OS doing for you?
It works for me.
It works for
You know. I don't need to do much other than look at like my same 4 websites that I look at. You know?
No, you're in
now I
luck.
can just do it on. I can do it on the go.
You're in luck because they added like copy and paste about a year ago. So you're in luck.
Sounds like Apple. Copy and paste on finally iPhone 3.
This is a Linux operating system.
Oh, it should
already
be-
have copy and paste
it
in
should. It should be much stronger. Idris Elba is going to be voicing Shere Khan in the new Jon Favreau Jungle Book. So they've
The
already,
Disney Jungle Book.
Yeah, that'll be the Disney one.
Are they going to sing songs?
Um,
Is it going to be just a live action CGI remake of the cartoon movie?
you know what? I kind of
John Goodman's going to be in a blue bear suit.
It says the film will be a mix of live action and visual effects, and it's going to be overseen by Rob Letko, who worked on Avatar, The Wolf of Wall Street, and Titanic.
Part of me wishes it was kind of the Marvel version of the Jungle Book, or I should elaborate, the Deadpool Marvel version of the Jungle Book.
Why? What does that want to?
Because in Deadpool Illustrated, Deadpool's killing all these literary stories off to kill off the ideas that would create and spawn the Marvel characters. And so when he goes in the Jungle Book, he just massacres them all.
Now, what Jungle Book was a spin-off of what characters in the Marvel universe? Because you're
Black
saying
Panther.
possibly. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
I can't come up with anything better. Beast.
They had them illustrated in the book. Like typically, if Deadpool killed a character, like you would kind of see a flash of like who they were to represent. So like he killed off Ahab. So when he did that, like it kind of flashed to Magneto and then flashed back to a dead Ahab.
Oh, okay.
Then he killed Pinocchio. Then it was the Vision. And then it flipped back to Pinocchio
Why would Pinocchio be the Vision?
because Vision doesn't want to be a robot.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
But does Vision ever lie?
Or have a growing appendage.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, he was married
No.
to Scarlet Witch.
So
So
what she was lie to me. Lie to me. What do you guys think about having 2 Jungle Book movies? Do we really need 2? No.
we need 3.
We 3.
Yes.
Okay.
They need to all come out in the same day. Kind of like the console wars.
Quentin
they all kinda came
Tarantino
out.
will be the 3rd director of the. Give us a whole new perspective.
It's actually people walking around covered in the skins of these animals.
Yes. Long shots of people just talking.
And some female actress's feet.
Yes, that's right.
Shere Khan is just sitting there just sharpening his claws or his knives or whatever as he sits there and monologues to himself as he like grinds his teeth down sharper.
Yes, and then some like some 1960s music soundtrack.
And then Baloo's dancing with what the hell's the boy's name?
Mowgli.
Yeah. Yeah, starts dancing with Mowgli. They just dance for whatever reason. They just dance.
Yeah, just like some 60s unknown hits.
And then Baloo goes to give him a high five, but doesn't know his own strength and breaks Mowgli's arm.
And then the blood just starts.
Now
going
I
out.
want. No matter how I say this, it's probably going to come out wrong. But I view Samuel L. Jackson as the Panther.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Just have him cursing the whole movie.
Right.
Well, at least you didn't say he's the monkey.
Well, yeah.
That'll be Quentin himself. He'll reprise the role of the monkey.
Oh, okay. Well, who would be the snake?
Buscemi.
Yeah, Buscemi.
Oh, all right. One of the Avengers is apparently pregnant. I'll let Robbie. Robbie, who do you think it is?
Hemsworth.
Okay, Hemsworth. You already said Chris Evans. I'm going to spoil this.
Maybe
for
a
you
Hulk
guys.
baby?
Oh. Well, see, Mark Ruffalo could then go ahead and knock out all the scenes quick and just do CG. Or they could just CG the whole thing and just not put him in there. And he just do voice. That would work, yeah.
Because he bulked up for the role of the Hulk. It wasn't CG.
I'm going to disappoint you guys. It's Scarlett Johansson is pregnant. That Avenger.
I'm gonna be a father.
Well, unless your name is Roman Dariak.
Are you going to have hand babies?
And wasn't she talking about they were talking about doing a Black Widow her own standalone movie?
It wouldn't work.
Is it going to be like her, like the mother, like her going through it, her parenting issues, or like she finds out being pregnant's too tough?
No.
Or is it going to be like what? Or maybe she's like,
What?
She's birthing babies but fighting crime at the same time.
Oh, there you
and
go.
I could see a scene like she's in a hospital and she dives on a hospital bed, rolling down the aisle, shooting up bad guys as she's.
Wasn't that in a movie?
I don't know, but
Yeah, I think it was where there's babies around and they're shooting. Well, yeah. How about there's a fight that occurs inside the maternity ward.
Yeah,
right. She's picking up babies and hiding them.
But it's her baby that's doing the fighting.
Right.
Oh.
No, she does that. She does like that John Woo move where she dives backwards, slow motion, shooting guns, lands on the gurney, rolling backwards, hand comes up from the crotch, has a gun built inside, third arm shooting. Yeah.
and it's rolling right into the delivery room.
Right.
So she's taking everybody out, and then the baby.
And
then it rolls by Hawkeye sitting there reading a magazine like, what the fuck?
E-Online is reporting multiple sources that Avengers star Scarlett Johansson is pregnant with her first child. She's engaged to French journalist Roman Dirac, which was 6 months ago. An official announcement has not been made, but if it's true, it's going to be interesting to see how this will affect you. Apparently, they're going Age of Ultron.
They'll shoot all her scenes first.
That's what they've heard. They're going ahead and shooting her first, and then
because even if she's pregnant, and it's what these movies are like a 3-month shoot, maybe 4 for something like the Avengers.
Yeah.
So like her scenes, I would imagine wouldn't take any more than maybe a month,
and a lot of them could
months.
be whatever she needs to be a full stand up in her, because that outfit you can't put any weight on it. It's very tight. So it's either that, and then if anything needs to be shot from her back or anything like that, you just have her stunt double.
That's what they did with what's his face, Downey.
Oh yeah, see,
there was a lot of stand-ins for
he was
back
pregnant?
shots. He wasn't there for a lot of his shots. So there was a lot of back shots of him. You can kind of tell when he's because I don't think it's him when he's walking up to engage the Iron Man armor on the helicarrier after it's been attacked. Yeah.
Nice. How like how awesome or awkward would that be? Like after say Robert Downey Jr. is gone from here, or like is this guy making a living off of being Robert Downey Jr.'s back double?
Yeah, that's why he's like, please don't quit, please don't quit, please don't quit. Do you think they use the same guy for every Robert Downey Jr. movie?
No.
You know, they shot most of Blade because of Blade 3 because
Snipes needed the money to get himself
No. Patton Oswalt did a write-up about doing the movie Blade 3, which is horrible, by the way.
What, he was a part of that movie?
Yeah, he was one of the the Trinity group or whatever.
I haven't watched the movie since like it originally came out, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I completely forgot that he was in it. All I remember was Beale and Ryan Reynolds.
I remember Ryan Reynolds' like weird beard.
Was that the one that Triple H was in too?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty bad. When you have people who aren't actors acting in a movie, it's pretty goddamn bad.
That's kind of where Reynolds started putting his mass on, huh? That's where he got big for that role.
Yeah,
I
think
just
so.
took it from there.
The funny thing is I was also watching the second. Well, the second one was on television this week, and I was like, "Look, Daryl Dixon apparently does not change his look at all because it was same scruffy hair."
Hey man, it works for him.
Yeah, it does.
Still working.
He's still getting money, but
he had the same hair too, and it was a little bit shorter in Boondock Saints.
No, Boondock it was shaved off. He had a really close cut on Boondock Saints.
Did you ever see the sequel to that?
No, I haven't, but
I haven't watched
it. Is it good?
I can't watch the sequel because I don't want it to ruin the first one. Yeah, I just want to be like, this doesn't need a sequel. It doesn't need a sequel.
Well, Patton Oswalt was talking about Wesley Snipes, and apparently him and the director, I think it was David Goyer, was the director for the third one, were having major issues, and he wouldn't even come out of his dressing room.
Oh, really?
He didn't want to be. Apparently, he didn't want people to look at him or talk to him.
So he was low-hanging before it was cool?
Oh, yeah. And so
I remember hearing stories about this.
It got to the point that they had already shot all of his close-ups. And he goes, I'm not coming out. And the director said, that's fine, because we will do the stunt double and put you in, because we have all your close-ups. We don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
and apparently he came out and did a few more, but then he quit. And I
heard it was over creative differences. Like, you want to have more creative control. Is that right?
No, he was pissed because he saw what they were doing. They were building up the Reynolds and...
they're taking the spotlight away from him?
Yes.
Oh,
and
God.
he didn't like it.
Give me a fucking break.
Yeah. Because it looked like he was setting up to spin that group off, but then the movie sucked.
Are they actually a part of the Marvel universe, or are they new characters?
No, I think they were part of the...
I don't know Blade in the comics too much.
Let me see. Can you pull that up? Look it up real quick, and we'll come back to it when we come back from break. Thank you, Suede. All right. Well, while he looks that up, wondering which of your favorite shows will be returning? Well, we have a list of some of them that are coming back when we return on the Frakkin Nerds.
Attention nerds everywhere, this is El Rock.
Along with Rob Longo from Frakkin Nerds.
We want all of our fans interacting with us live on the show, and the best way to do that is to hit us up on Facebook.
Navigate to facebook.com/Frakkin Nerds. Like us and let us know what you think about the topics on the show.
We bat around everything important to the modern day nerd, including comics, movies, video games, and so much more. Fanboy arguments are always welcome to anyone, so get involved.
Tune in to Frakkin Nerds and find out for yourselves why we don't have girlfriends.
Hey, wait a minute.
Did you hook up with someone, El Rock?
No.
All right, then.
If you love campy old school movies or the freshest indie horrors, then you absolutely need to head down to the Louisville Gore Club every Sunday night at Side and Vine's Cafe at the corner of Breckenridge and Vine in Louisville. LGC has a great mix of both incredibly good and sometimes incredibly bad movies, from sci-fis to horror, and the atmosphere makes it all worthwhile. Live bands, wacky sideshow acts, and sometimes blood wrestling hotties give you something different every week. So head down to Louisville Gore Club every Sunday and get your cinematic fix, or check them out on Facebook at the Louisville Gore Club.
Give me boats and dragons, or I'll lock you in a vault. Where my boats at? Where my dragons at? Where my boats? Where my dragons? Where my boats at? Where my boats at?
All right, welcome back to the Frakkin Nerds. Do you know that they created a rap mix album for the Game of Thrones that is coming up for season 4? With
like a legitimate?
Yeah, like Common and... Let me see if I can pull up the information. I didn't have this prepared, but... I was like, why are they doing a rap album for Game of Thrones?
Because they want to draw in that crowd.
Are they?
There's probably also more avenue. They can make like an acapella fucking album. People would buy it because it has Game of Thrones on it.
Well, yeah, but are they missing out on the rap community that is not watching Game of Thrones?
Who the fuck knows?
Let's see here. There is apparently a Big Boy track. Big Boy's with Outkast.
Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know, because I don't know who Big Boy is.
Outkast
is, though.
Yeah, Outkast is actually going to be at Forecastle. They actually got some well-known acts for here locally. Outkast, Beck, Jack White. Let's see, who else? Common, Whale, because you're all big fan. WALE, well.
I don't know who that is.
Come on, aren't you hip with the crowd?
No.
They're apparently 10 artists that HBO is putting together create music, and I think it's going to the album is available free to listen to.
Does it be like?
Oh, it was Friday that they had it available for.
Is it
free.
be like 50 Cent? Is it gonna be on there? Coolio?
I don't know.
Ice Cube? Ice-T?
No Kanye, no Jay-Z.
Any Snoop Lion?
You know what? No, I don't think so.
Well, fuck that shit then. I don't want to listen to it.
Big Boy and Common's the only one I recognize. Oh,
but like Little John?
Oh, also Latin music artists will be rapping too.
What about Bieber? Is Bieber going to be on it?
No, I doubt Bieber's going to be on there.
Because he's kind of hip-hop now. He's kind of hardcore.
Is he really?
No.
I didn't think so.
Apparently, yeah, he acts hard, though.
Apparently he didn't like the big meme that was running around that said whoever loses the hockey game between U.S. and Canada gets to keep Bieber.
Yeah.
Which means we get to keep Bieber.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. And I guess he's moving to Atlanta, going to Buckhead. And apparently people are protesting that.
For college?
No, not for college. He's going to move to Buckhead and live in Buckhead.
Why?
He's part of the rap game now. So where else go? Go to Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta, baby. Chocolate City.
Actually, it was cold Atlanta for about, I don't know, like 2 months.
It was frozen Atlanta what it was. Oh, boy. Here's one show that's going to be coming back for you. Archer is coming back to FX animated. They are not animated. I'm sorry, it is an animated series.
Any Blade update though?
I mean, if you guys want to talk about it, yes, it looks.
Oh,
like,
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, we were flowing good, so I was like, I didn't want to break it up. It looks like the Hannibal King, which is which is
Ryan's.
Ryan's character.
Yeah.
Is a character that was created, and he first appeared. He first appeared in the Tomb of Dracula in 1974.
No, so he's been around for a while.
But on the Marvel Wiki page, they don't really have much for the Abigail Whistler, who is played by Jessica Biel.
Okay.
They only have her information in regards to the movie, so I assume that she was probably
She's
created.
probably created.
Oh, I see.
Just to be what's his face's daughter. Just to be like,
a connection.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. I wonder if that issue
We're
of that
very
comic is available for the Marvel Unlimited.
Who knows?
You know who's not? Scott Lang. There's nothing on Scott Lang in Marvel Unlimited. I was like, hey, I'm interested to hear that Scott Lang is going to be playing Ant-Man. Or not playing Ant-Man, but being the part of Ant-Man instead of Hank Pym.
Yeah, they have a lot of irredeemable Ant-Man issues on Unlimited, I think.
And I can't find Scott Lang. I did a search for him, and there's only one comic, and he's not in that comic.
Isn't he the Ant-Man that's in the Future Foundation?
I don't know. That I have no knowledge of.
Because Pym's just been Giant Man for the longest time now.
Yes.
Or just Hank Pym, because everyone knows who he is. They just don't even call him Giant Man.
They just call him Hank Pym, yeah.
Yeah.
He's out there. Archer is getting 2 more seasons added to it, 13 episodes each for each season. Are you guys Archer fans?
I haven't watched any of Archer.
What?
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. They just added season 4? Yes, season 4, which
How
is
about
great.
that?
You've watched Bob's Burgers, right?
No.
What are you doing,
I don't watch
Robbie?
Animation Domination.
You don't have to, but
I
Bob's
don't give a
Burgers-
fuck.
Oh, what? Watching all these Sherlock ripoffs and everything. That's your problem. House.
You saying there's a problem with House?
No, apparently you just love Sherlock show. If there's an animated Sherlock show, you would be all over it, right?
If it was shitty,
It was called
no.
Scooby-Doo.
If it was shitty, I wouldn't be watching it.
No, Scooby-Doo is all about land disputes. That's all it is.
And fucking over old people.
Well, yeah, over land disputes.
But
They're-
fucking over land
yeah,
old people.
I
though.
know. Because there's always money in that abandoned amusement park.
My issue is with Scooby Doo. How could someone dress up in a ghost costume but then freely move through walls? Did he just turn no clipping on or something?
No,
Or
but
clipping off?
it's usually they have not holograms, but they'd have projectors set up.
Now, here's a question: do they get paid for these kooky adventures? They just kind of volunteer their services.
In the
I don't ever see anybody
movie-
hiring them.
In the movie, they were getting paid. On the TV show, there never seemed, and I think that's why Scooby and Shaggy always ate every food they found at these places because they
never got paid.
They were hungry, and if you're hungry and you're not getting paid, you eat whatever the hell, and that's why they would stack it up and just go to town.
because
on
if that's the case, Thelma should just get rid of everybody and open up her own detective agency.
Well, I know she's the real brains behind the
Right.
thing. Yeah,
It's like, why am I carrying you D-bags around everywhere? You're not,
know what I
you
think
need
is-
to keep Fred though, because Fred's got the money.
I think it is Fred's van too.
I think-
to be
I
fair.
think-
Probably is. Yeah.
I think Thelma has a couple DUIs, and she's not allowed to drive.
Is that what it is?
So she's kind of stuck with these morons.
Right.
But a guy like Shaggy though, I mean, you might be at risk of getting a contact high, so you probably wouldn't want to keep him around
Right.
too much.
It's true, but I don't know. I think Shaggy was just he was there because he was Scooby's handler.
Do we know that for sure? Was he actually Scooby's owner?
Or was Scooby owner?
So what's
of
the
Shaggy?
backstory? I think what it is Fred and Daphne were starting to get serious, but Shaggy is related to Daphne, so that's why he's tagging along, and Scooby's his dog.
Oh, okay. See, yeah.
Right.
Is that actually it?
No.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So
I was about to say. I was like, well, what? Is that
makes
it?
sense, though. I
I'm trying
understand
to think
that.
of why these people would never be together.
And once again, Thelma has a DUI.
And
so
Thelma-
she's
and
not
Thelma
allowed
has
to-
the DUI.
She's not allowed
Yeah.
to drive anymore, so she
well, I don't think
Or
Thelma
she
doesn't.
also can't drive at night because she's got glasses. She probably got shit vision.
Oh, there you go.
I don't think that
she's not
she-
allowed to be driving.
Yeah, it's either that or I don't
probably
think
legally
it was a
blind.
DUI. She doesn't look the type. She's probably more of a prescription.
legally blind.
She's like a
Probably
Yeah, but then
prescription
how does
pills.
she find stuff if she's legally blind?
Because even though you're legally blind, it doesn't mean you can't see.
So-
you just can't see well enough to be driving.
She
Oh,
could
okay.
see the clues.
She can't see at night, maybe. That's what it is. 'Cause
Maybe.
they're always driving at night.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, they don't bother working in the daytime. They're just like, fuck this, let's go at night.
Yeah, because that's if you think about it. Look
They
at
probably go to school during the day.
Look at all the CSI shows. When do they always turn the lights off when they're investigating? They turn the lights off. We need to see.
Yeah, we need to put the UV on.
Yes,
like UV the room.
And even their labs, even the labs are dark as hell. It's like, no, you turn the lights on. Why are we shutting all the lights off?
I can't stand watching, like, especially CSI Miami. It's like whenever they show, like, inside the precinct, there's always, like, mood lit. I'm like, fuck you. That's not how this shit's actually lit in real life. Like tall, like, 20-foot ceilings. It was like with the glass all over the place. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, where are you guys getting this money to create these nice-looking labs and everything?
And hire these attractive males and females?
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Good thing that show hasn't been renewed for next season.
No, they're just
Miami's
going to
been done.
No, they're making a new. Well, they're making.
Miami's done though.
They're making a new CSI with Patricia Arquette. It's like CSI Criminal
Cougar
Files.
Town?
No, not Cougar Town.
Cougar Cops. There you go. Now, like, there's so many of those shows that there's no possible way you could watch all of them, right? So, do you think they get away with doing the same story in a different scenario and then just hope that nobody notices?
The hardcore fan would notice, but they don't care about the hardcore fan.
You're like, fuck you guys. What is this, wrestling?
Yeah.
I have a guy at my work at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. He takes his lunch, and we have to watch the criminal procedures every night. I have to take my lunch at 10 because whatever's at Mondays, he's watching it, and he'll even go and watch like USA and reruns of other CSIs, and I'm like, what are you doing?
So he puts on like Spike TV or like USA or some shit like that and just watches
or he's watching whatever, if it's a new show like Criminal Minds or CSI. And I'm just like, these shows are bad. They're not good. It's
Criminal Minds. I'm not sure how that show is even still on. It's about like all these police procedurals that deal with like forensic science. I'm just like, how are you still around? Because this genre has been beaten to like to almost dust. The horse is just dust.
It's CBS.
It's dust and hair.
CBS love repeating
and 4 horseshoes.
What works. Hey, let's make How I Met Your Daddy.
God.
Yeah, I know. That's how bad it is.
Yes,
it is. How I Met Your Father.
I have a friend of mine who just can't stand watching How I Met Your Mother because he feels like the show should have just been over like a few seasons ago. And after watching the past episode, because I don't watch the show, he's just like, this is a fucking comedy show. It's like, get back to being funny and just end this shit already.
Well, that's a friend of mine who's had a complaint with it. He says this season is apparently 3 days.
Yeah, it takes place over a weekend with flash forwards.
Yes, and it's taking a long time to finish up the series.
Yes.
So I guess they just ran out of ideas. And
they should have just, he told me, he's like, it would have been a lot better if they just had Ted meet the mother at the end of last season. And in season 9, they just had like Ted with the mother. And they just kind of really like, brought it full circle and closed it. But no. It was terrible, he says. No. It's bad.
You're both referring to friends. Are these friends Robbie and Doc Martin?
No.
I've got this friend, right?
Fox.
Oh, no, I don't watch How I Met Your Mother. No, it's not me.
No, I don't watch it either. Oh, CBS comedies. Fox is renewing 4 of their shows. New Girl is being renewed. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The Mindy Project, as well as the drama The Following. Is any of you guys watching The Following?
I watched The Following.
Is it any good?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Fuck yeah. That's what Robbie says.
Season 2 is way different than Season 1, but it's still a pretty good show.
Okay.
I'd watch it. Season 1, I believe, is on Netflix, too.
Oh, is it?
I got to say that I'm surprised about the Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Not that it got renewed, but just like, I mean, like, when I first saw it, I just kind of wrote it off, but I've started watching. I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed the show. It's not like on the top of my list, but I do kind of watch it.
I think it's entertaining. It's the jokes are much better than what like Two Broke Girls, which is cringeworthy sometimes.
Right.
But is that show still around?
Yeah, that show's still around
because boobies.
Well, one has boobies. The other one does not have
well,
boobies.
I do like that they can like
enough for both of them.
Yeah.
I like that Brooklyn Nine-Nine can kind of parody all the other cop shows. It can get a little dark, and like how they make dark humor about death and everything.
Yes.
Oh, so it's just a fat guy, and
yes.
like they just write off like all these. I guess in other shows that would be like a very traumatic scene, but in this Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
yeah, they can't go totally serious on an episode.
Oh no, what I'm saying is I like
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Nine-Nine.
when they do a bottle episode where
where one of the characters hides in a refrigerator box or.
No, it's an actual refrigerator.
Yes,
it's Punky Brewster.
Yes.
Indiana Jones, the actual refrigerator.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God.
God, that was even bad. If you're a fan of Bob's Burgers, its time slot has moved this week, and it'll be for a while. And they did a little song to explain why they're moving to 7 o'clock.
Because nobody watches the show?
We've got some news to share, so let's have a talk.
In March and April and May, we're on at 7 o'clock.
But it's not our fault.
It's not our fault. It's because Cosmos is on. It's because Cosmos is on.
It is their fault.
It is not their fault.
If they were a better show, they wouldn't have put Cosmos in that slot.
No, they've moved everything. Cosmos, I think, is going on at 9 o'clock.
Fox is stupid for putting that up
They're
against
putting-
The Walking Dead.
And they're putting
stupid.
Family Guy at 8:30. Family Guy is not an 8:30 type of show.
No, it's not.
No. Family Guy is not a 9 o'clock show. It's getting very, very racy.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Afraid to
Is it,
change there?
how racy do you think it's getting? Like more so than what it has been.
There's a lot more abortion jokes, and
There's always been
I
abortion
know.
jokes, and there's always been racial jokes. In the first season, they're like made like they put that stamp on it. One of the first episodes I ever saw was where they like the cable went out, or no, I think it was where like there was an apocalypse.
Okay.
And then the news anchors were sitting in the station, and they said nobody can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
And the girl says, "I just played Don't Like Black People." That was and that
Yeah.
was in 2000 what?
yeah,
2 or whatever that came
something
out.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah. So like
They were,
that's nothing
they
new.
were like, we're on in Philadelphia. Or
Yeah,
something
yeah, The rules of golf: no blacks, no Jews. I mean, like
One of the few funny jokes that I saw was they were going down to Mardi Gras, and they were showing them in different like squares, them getting beads and stuff, and then Quagmire's pulling a bead like long ways, and he turns and he was just like, "Kids are not getting this, but you are, aren't you? Aren't you? You know what's happening." So yeah. All right. No, if you need to check out Bob's Burgers. Both the.
No, I'm a big fan of
Slade
it
and myself.
Yeah.
Are huge fans of it.
I'm a recent fan too. I was one of those people that saw it and I kind of just passed on it. But then when it made its way to Adult Swim and it just kind of made its way into the lineup.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And I started watching it on Netflix, and then I think I'm caught up. I haven't seen season 3 because it's in between. Like I have Hulu and Netflix, and Netflix only has seasons 1 and 2.
Yep.
Hulu only has 4, so I'm missing that 3rd season.
And they won't have season 3 until. Well, I'm surprised because usually Netflix seems to be hitting like they'll have the new season. Usually it's a couple weeks after the new season is on. So
Netflix will.
Archer
I guess it
just
depends
came
on
up.
probably depends on the season. I've seen some where they put the new season up like a month or 2 weeks before the new season. The next season starts.
And that makes
just to let
sense.
DVD sales and digital sales.
Well, yeah, because DVD sales usually either start right after the series ends or a couple months later.
It's usually 2 or 3 months after.
Or
a
sometimes
season
it's
ends.
a month before.
Yeah.
The new series starts up.
Yeah.
There was an instance with, I think it might have been Family Guy or American Dad. I can't remember which one. I think it might have been Family Guy, but I don't know what season they're on now. But they're up there, right? Just for the sake of conversation, they had seasons 1 through 9, and then 11 through 14, and they didn't have 10 on there for the longest time.
Oh, that's weird.
I mean, they recently put it up, but it was just weird to skip a whole season.
Well, that's kind of like how.
Well, they released them all as volumes, so I would imagine that they probably didn't have that specific volume released. Maybe, who knows?
Well, that's how
makes sense.
when we were talking about Pokemon last week, Netflix is getting like the first few seasons, and then like the most recent, like season 14, and then Hulu has like 10 through 11. So you're all over the place if you're actually looking to stay connected with Pokemon.
God, I would just wish they put Dragon Ball on there, Dragon Ball Z, and then the horrible GT one.
Oh wow, it's just that horrible one.
Well, when it's compared to Z, it's not as good.
Oh,
but-
okay.
And plus, Z kind of ends better than GT, just kind of ruins it.
We're playing you off stage.
Wrap it up,
I don't
yo.
care.
They never did that in the Oscars. They never played anybody off. So.
I didn't watch the Oscars.
Oh, it was horrible. We can talk about it when they get back. Well, I know. When we do come back, you won't be getting banned for that early Titanfall that you received. and our thoughts on South Park, The Stick of Destiny, all this and more when we return on the Frakkin' Nerds.
The cost of cable and satellite prices are rising. Also, many of your favorite channels are being dropped from these companies, while the cost is passed along to you. It drives many people to want to cut the cord completely. But where are you going to get your entertainment viewing? We suggest Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime offers unlimited streaming of thousands of movies and TV shows. Every day, Amazon Prime is getting exclusive that other streaming sites do not have. You can get all this for the small price of $79 a year. Let me break that down. That's only $6.58 a month, cheaper than the other streaming sites. But that's not all. With Amazon Prime, you get unlimited free 2-day shipping on millions of items with no minimum order size. It makes it easier than going to the big brick-and-mortar stores. Even if you go to these stores, check the price with Amazon. It'll probably be cheaper, and you get it sent to your house free in 2 days, sometimes only 1 day. Also, if you own a Kindle, the Kindle's owner library opens up thousands of free books for you to borrow from the Amazon bookstore. So let's break it down. Unlimited streaming, free 2-day shipping, and thousands of books to borrow for the small price of $6.58 a month. Go to our website, FrakkinNerds.com. Click on the banner to get your free 30-day trial of Amazon Prime. By clicking on the link, you help us keep producing these wonderfully nerdy shows each week. So once again, go to FrakkinNerds.com, click on the Amazon Prime banner, and start your 30-day free trial.
You can run out of air, miss a ledge that isn't there. You think that you're player 2, go into town and abuse cuckoos. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Running into some grass, your teammate being an ass. Getting booed off the stage, die getting sacked by Johnny Cage. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Let a creeper in, there's no button to swim. That stupid bitch, she always dies, not believing that the cake is a lie. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Leave a gap in a stack, trigger an alien attack. Getting ganked by a rogue that one f***ing level in Battletoads. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die.
The interesting part with that is Sway yesterday when we were at the Louisville Arcade Expo was talking about his nerd bucket list, which you were talking about. And that's one of the levels that you want to get by, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I do have, like, this bucket list of things that I wanted to accomplish that I never got a chance to, and that level 3 in Battletoads without using the warp, because there's a warp to skip you 2 levels ahead, which is so insane because...
Game Genie.
Right. No, I don't want to do it with
He wants to do it on his own.
I want to do it by myself. Yeah. I want to do it.
So you play with Game Genie and you figure out how to do it.
Well, it is like a rhythm thing once you kind of figure it out. But the funny thing about that, too, is it skips you ahead 2 levels only to play a level very similar to that level, where you're on a surfboard this time instead of like a hover bike.
Oh, shit.
So
what you're saying is after you beat it, you have 2 levels to wait for the same level.
Pretty much the same thing, but just on a different machine.
Huh.
Speaking of dumb ways to die, one man said he had to grab a sword in a duel with his girlfriend's estranged husband. He claimed swords and flower pots. It sounds nuts. And he was psycho, said Eugene Thompson, the homeowner's boyfriend. According to deputies with the Harris County Sheriff's Office, which is in Katy, Texas, Thompson lives at a home with his girlfriend and said Saturday night they got in an argument, and that's when his girlfriend called her estranged husband. All right, first of all, if you're with a woman and she has to call her estranged husband because you got an argument with her, you need to leave the crazy chick.
Well, he should have been with her in the first place if they're still married.
Well, yes, okay. Who stopped by the house around 10 p.m. What happened is the husband showed up, and Thompson then said he grabbed his replica Master Sword from The Legend of Zelda. He goes, I heard him heading into the bedroom where I was, so I jumped in the closet and I grabbed one of my replica swords. I pulled it out and stood at the doorway, and he was coming down the hallway at me while I was yelling, "Go away, you don't live here!" And he just walked right into the point of the sword.
Dumbass.
He says that I don't know if he knew if it was a toy.
I wonder how many rupees he got for.
Did he scream before he did it? Like,
I wonder if he used the spin attack.
Thompson told Local 2 he managed to get the man out of the house and lock the door, but he said the man wouldn't give up and broke through the front door and ran back into the house. Deputies then said the two men fought over the sword, and in the scuffle, the estranged husband was stabbed once in the chest and once in the leg. Thompson said the man grabbed a flower pot from outside and smashed it over his head.
Should have smashed her with the sword first.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Found some, just pots and everything else, just tearing apart.
Yeah. He could have found a bomb.
I
He
know.
could have found a bomb. Fuck.
Oh.
They're just too much at the bomb, like at
the bomb shop.
Bomb
Need
shop
it?
in
or he doesn't have the big bomb bag.
Yeah.
Deputies arrived and took the estranged husband to Memorial Hermann Hospital in serious condition. Thompson says, "I'm just trying to figure out what to do from here. I have to find a new place to live." Obviously.
So wait, were they living in the estranged husband's old home?
I wonder if that was it. I don't know. Or maybe he broke up with the girlfriend because she's a crazy bitch.
Right. I mean,
wife.
Well, that guy's wife, not the guy who's leaving.
Oh.
I wonder if they were in cosplay while this was going on.
She was Zelda.
She was Zelda, and Ganon was kicking down the door.
Yeah.
I wonder if this guy's crazy chick sense went off, like spider sense, just went off, and he's just like, I probably shouldn't be here anymore, and then just eventually
let
moved
me
out.
grab my master sword and get the fuck out of here.
I would hope that this was the first time, because if this was like a reoccurring situation, I mean, this guy should have been left a while ago.
Well,
but,
yeah. I would have grabbed my portal gun and just slipped out of the house. As soon as he opened the door, shoot a blue one out, and then.
Right.
And then
he can only stick to surfaces that have been made by moon dust.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you would be out of luck. So you could do it up on the moon, huh?
Have you played Portal 2?
Yes, I've played Portal.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Don't
Yes.
spoil it. I haven't finished it. You should ask that. Now
I
I'm
haven't
spoiled.
finished this game that came out.
Jeez, the game takes like 3 minutes to get through. It's not a long
done
game.
when
Portal
I'm
2 is not that long.
I'm having problems with certain levels where I can't figure out what the hell to do.
Well, we'll go into the room after we're done with the podcast, and I'll
okay.
get you past the one level.
Thank you.
Then you can beat it.
Then I'll get stuck on the next level.
Oh God.
The cake is a lie.
See, and that's
Actually, it's not a lie. They show it at the end of the first game.
It's in
Asshole.
that room.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's in the room with all the other, the AI spheres.
Yep.
I want to play through that game now. Both of them.
I don't know.
Although I have Portal 2 on the PS3.
I'm telling you, when I heard
so
about,
I had to dig that out and plug
that
it
was
in.
one of those games that I was kind of late to that game too. I played 2 before I played 1, and I got.
I played
hooked
1
on
and beat it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I played 2 first.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And then so when Xbox ended up doing one of those Ultimate Game sales, they had the whole orange box.
Oh yeah,
and I
Oh.
bought the whole thing.
Yeah, I already had the
And I
orange
went
box
play-
right
I
when it
went
came
playing
out.
through it, yeah.
Because I never
So that
played
was a-
Half-Life 2, so I was able to. I'm not even. I actually haven't beaten Half-Life 2.
I haven't either.
But I made sure to beat Portal first. That was the first one that I played. I beat that.
Yeah,
and
Portal was great.
I'm about halfway through. Well, I think I'm halfway through Half-Life 2.
I couldn't play Team Fortress because at the time when that orange box came out, Team Fortress lagged so much.
Yeah, I didn't play. I think I played a little bit of it, then I was just like, it's only multiplayer, and I didn't feel like having to go through all like the shitty servers. So I was just like, fuck it.
Oh yeah, they were bad.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, you know, Left 4 Dead was actually supposed to be on the orange box, and then they pulled it.
Really?
Yep.
Well, good thing they did.
Why?
Because it was
they made
its
more
own
money?
It was all standalone game too.
What do you think about the new one they're coming out with where you're battling aliens?
Is that what it is?
Yes.
The battle.
Feels very Call of Duty-esque where they've gone from zombies to aliens on that series too.
But the whole Left 4 Dead series has been built on the basis of just a zombie like one zombie apocalypse story after another.
Well, in this one, I think you're alien hunters. Like you're 4 individuals going down and hunting aliens. I don't know.
God, that makes no sense. I hope that's not true.
If you were fortunate enough to score your pre-release copy of Titanfall, or you've downloaded from some server and playing it on your J-tagged Xbox, I don't know anything about those. Developer Respawn Entertainment says they will not be banning those people who've got an early release or who's playing the illegal version of it. Compared to like Halo, the ban hammer comes down quick when that's
because technically it's Street Day was broken or whatever, and they probably think that it's all hacked or whatever. But I never really agreed with that because why punish someone who may have legitimately bought a copy at like Target like a week before it came out because some asshole clerk broke Street Day and sold it to you?
Oh, I know.
Never understood that.
I wonder how much the Xbox One sales are going to go up with the game being bundled in it.
Who knows?
I mean, because if I had the money, I would probably be buying my Xbox One because of that game. But now, I'm still not ready to commit to that. You either, Suede, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm still waiting. Even that game, I'm not really.
Looks
excited.
really
Titanfall's
good,
just all like online multiplayer.
Right.
There's
I mean,
like some like campaign to it, but you have to have a good internet connection and just have to want to play with people online.
That's just I don't know. I'm just the game looks cool. I'm sure it's going to be fun. It's I'll just wait. That's not something that I'm excited about to bring in. I don't know what as far as Xbox exclusives, really. I don't know what would really draw me into it. I can't really think. Like I wasn't
That's
too
the big
happy.
Exclusive right now.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like as far as like their other exclusive titles. I mean, like I wasn't too fond of the last Gears of War, so. I mean,
Judgment or Gears of War 3?
Judgment.
I heard Judgment.
That was like a prequel.
Yeah,
and that wasn't really even made by any of the core people at
right.
at
and
Epic.
again, it wasn't bad. It just
I think
it didn't bring anything new and to the table. I felt so I just kind of lost interest.
They scaled back the age of the characters, and it was just
right.
Yeah.
Did you hear that EA came out and said that if they would have known now that the PlayStation 4 was going to come out same time as Xbox One, they would have never gave them the exclusivity for Titanfall?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they said that because they thought PlayStation 4 wasn't going to be released early enough to go up against Xbox One. And they said if they would have known now, they would have just allowed it, especially because you're losing.
I always thought it was kind of weird. It's like, here's EA, who is a third-party publisher who publishes on all platforms.
Yeah.
And here's Respawn, who is a part of EA. And I'm just thinking to myself, how the hell does Microsoft get Titanfall?
Oh, I know.
Well, it was almost like when Microsoft got Mass Effect. They published the first Mass Effect, even though BioWare went on to. I don't know if that was before or after BioWare was bought by EA, but then afterwards, all subsequent ones were then released by EA, published by EA. Then eventually, they published Mass Effect 1 for PlayStation 3, but.
Now, how does that work as far as exclusive rights? Like, does it only last for so long? Because if you remember, BioShock was originally just exclusive for Xbox 360, and that eventually released later on.
Well,
and actually
it's
had
like
additional
Dead Rising
content.
was too. I think a lot of those were released like in that first year window, like right before the PS3 came out. So a lot of those were exclusives because it was the only next gen platform out.
So I mean, could they eventually, after their deal runs out, just eventually release it and maybe add some stuff to
depending
it?
on
PS4?
what the deal is. So.
Depends if Microsoft actually bought the IP to Titanfall.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look at Metal Gear Solid. That's now coming.
So then you
to
think
Xbox.
do you think that Xbox 360 probably kicks themselves in the ass for not buying the IP for BioShock, with the success that game has had or that series?
No,
Microsoft doesn't care about first party exclusives or even having exclusives in general.
Yeah,
if they did, they would pump out more of them. They just don't care.
Right.
No, they're
they think their service is good enough.
Yeah.
Their Xbox Live service is good enough to draw attention.
They rather have the DLC early release and
the online multiplayer community.
Yeah,
right.
Which now, since them and Sony are pretty much even.
Yes,
I mean
even though Live is $10 more, they're both even.
They both kind of compete in that sense, right? I think they have. I mean, I think Xbox
which is good,
has
because it forces Microsoft now to give you free games every month.
Right. Well,
yes, shitty free games.
Right.
For the most part.
That's why competition is good.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But they I mean, like other than like the Call of Duty series, they seem to get that stuff first, right? I mean, from what I recall, like when the whole the Telltale Walking Deads came out, they released first on PlayStation. That's the whole reason I started playing it on there, because it released, I think, maybe 2 or 3 weeks before that first.
Well, also PlayStation and PC had the deal where if you bought all 5, you get discounted one. One of the 5. At Microsoft, there wasn't that bundle deal, so a lot of people were just like, "Why?" I mean, I didn't buy Walking Dead until maybe the following Christmas, where they essentially had this huge sale.
Yeah, and
the first episode was free. Then all the subsequent ones were 50% off.
And the thing
I bought all 4 of them so I literally paid for 2 and got 5.
And Robbie's probably doing the same thing now. I just wait for the winter bundle, or if they release it early.
I wish that was a game that I wasn't too sure about when it first came out, and I bought that first one.
Oh, it's an incredible game.
No,
The Wolf Among Us, the episode 1 was free over Christmas. I downloaded
I think
that.
they're all
played it also.
They're all. It's pretty good. They all kind of play that. Play the same. But I wish I would have known how successful that game was going to be. And I didn't know they were going to do a disc release, because I did when it first came out, and they were going to do a special edition with a comic book that kind of came with it. Maybe it was the first 100 Walking Dead issues.
I think I remember
into a booklet or something.
Okay. I don't think it was the first 100, because that would have been the whole series. Walking Dead's up to 112 or something.
Okay, maybe, whatever it was.
It's in the 1-teens.
Right, but there was a that came with
it's probably the first 50 or something, maybe
like
first
a volume
25.
a volume of the series.
When they released the
game.
Telltale game.
Yeah.
It came like a special. Yeah, when it was released.
I think it was
a higher price.
I think it was
right.
the 50.
Oh yeah. It was. I think it was like
it was the compendium. How am I saying it?
Compendium.
Yeah, it was like the first one, which is the first 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's right up to the end of the prison.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much right where the TV show is right now.
Right. And about the competition, I was just having this discussion about the difference between PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live, and I know me and Robbie talk about this all the time. You always make the point that buying the games, you want to own them, but you're rarely ever going to go back and play some of these games again. I would assume. I don't know how often you replay video games, but
I replay them if I get the itch.
But if you look at the list, like you just said, Xbox gives you free shitty games. Right now, Xbox's Gold game is Sid Meier's Civilization, right? And that's still
it's Civ 4 or 5.
I think so. Yeah,
and it's still, but I mean, it's still kind of a.
If you're into those RTS
right,
games,
right,
then
right.
Civ is.
But I mean, that's kind of like if you go to a GameStop or something, they're still trying to push that for $30 or something.
Yeah.
But that game came out how long ago?
Year and a half, I think, maybe 2 years.
Some of them, they have some age to them.
Yeah, if you look at Dead Rising was the one before that. Or I think it was Toy
Soldiers.
But then that first Dead Rising.
I noticed Sony is releasing stuff.
Right now,
Sony's
free game. Sony's free game.
Yeah, a lot of them are current games.
Yeah. Tomb Raider, the most recent Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And before that, it was Devil May Cry. And right now, it's the most recent installment of BioShock.
Yeah, and Tomb Raider came out last year, I think, early March of last year.
Yeah, it was like February or March of last year.
But it's been heavily discounted in all the.
Yeah, but still,
especially now that
it's
the
so
definitive
good. They're
version's
actually, they just
come
made
out.
a definitive version for the PS4.
Yeah.
So, and it was a really good game. But I'm just saying,
It was a very good game.
the difference in the quality of titles that each one of them push. I think Xbox is still a little bit behind.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, this weekend we were at Louisville Arcade Expo. I know, sway to myself. Robbie, did you make it out there?
No.
Okay. You didn't make it out there last year, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I went on a Friday night. You went on a Saturday.
Yes. We want to get in on a Saturday. We went early Saturday. The crowd was a good size. They turned off most of the lights. It was very dark.
It seemed like around the evening they kind of lit the place up a little.
Oh, did they?
They didn't turn them all the way on. There's kind of like that. Right.
Yeah. Sometimes it was hard to see when you were trying to walk around with all the lights flashing and how dark it was. It was like, oh, what's going on here? The one thing I wish they had was an NBA Jam game. They need to have.
They
something.
did have one.
Did they?
Yes.
Oh, I missed it then. Okay.
Yeah, they had one.
Was it the arcade one or was it like a console?
It was the arcade one
with the 4-player
Yes.
connection. Oh man, how did I miss that? Okay.
It may have been a 2-1. The only reason I don't know how many it was is because it was heavily being
Everyone's
used.
playing
Everyone was playing. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
like that was the one thing. Like I actually went around the time that the convention opened that Saturday, so I got the chance to go and play the games that I wanted to play. I got to play the Addams Family pinball machine. I got to play the Turtles arcade cabinet. But it seemed like as the traffic started flowing through there, then all those popular titles were harder to get to.
Yes. Yeah, they was definitely getting a couple people waiting in line. for a lot of the major machines. Suede, he found a Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell people about that?
Well, I don't really know too much. I should have pulled it up. But
Talking about the Philips one?
Yeah, the CDI one.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were there last year. I took pictures of them because I'd never actually seen them in real life.
I actually put up a Vine of the intro video.
But that was back when like Nintendo licensed out the Legend of Zelda,
right?
And I think they made 3 of them for like the Philips like VHS like CD/ like console thing, and they were just terrible. They just used the license, but it's not like it's not a Zelda experience. It's just Zelda characters in some really cheaply.
Right.
Made
he does like
game.
the character seems like he's modeled not so much in looks, but like his attitude off of the old cartoon show.
Yeah, and I think there's one of them that you actually get to play as Zelda.
Oh wow!
Oh really?
I think.
But yeah,
it actually takes like the Legend of Zelda for literal, and it's Zelda. I think I could
Link?
be completely wrong.
She's saving Link. Now that was one of those.
What if Zelda was a girl?
This was my first time going to the expo, and I think what I liked the most, or what I had the most fun doing, was actually looking at and playing with all the old consoles that I never got a chance to play with, like the Famicom and all those other ones that I never actually got to
pretty much everything. Ava was playing Pong out there, like the Atari.
But like to me, like I only ever knew Contra to ever be on Nintendo, and then I saw it being played on a few different machines.
Oh really? Okay.
It was on the Famicom.
Okay.
Like it was available.
Well,
for the Famicom.
I mean, it's the same damn system more or less.
Right. Like one of the things I thought, like when you're looking at like the technology of some of those controllers and stuff that they did for the time, like the Famicom had a built-in mic, so you could actually speak into the television. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. I did not know that.
Neither did I until
that's very cool.
Yeah, until I actually got to play with it.
Yeah, they had a lot of games. I think they were lacking on pinball, but I think last year they had a lot because
last year they had a shit ton of pinball. They actually had a pinball tournament.
Yeah,
too.
they had a
big, pinball tournament,
but I think the national tournament was here.
Oh, okay.
So I think they had a minor tournament, like their own Louisville arcade tournament, because there was like 6 or 8 pinball machines set up for that tournament, and last year it looked like there's 20 or 30, and then the crap load, and then they had an interesting one from like a duck hunt pinball machine. They had the Joust 2-player. Did you see the Joust 2-player last year?
I think so.
That one was pretty cool.
I do remember the Joust one. That was pretty fun.
Yeah,
it's the table board slant on either side, and you're basically bouncing the pinball back and forth.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah.
So you've gone last year and this year. What was different other than the pinball machines? Is there anything different as far as like, I don't know, merchandising? It seemed like
I did like the way though they did have a lot more booths this year with a lot of local talent.
Right.
One of them that we both saw, which we really appreciate. His name was Rusty Shackles. Is an artist. I'm going to show Robbie these, and if you can post some of these stuff on there.
Yeah, sure.
He does. What would it be? Like kind of cross mashups of old school comic book covers with video game referencing. Let me show you. Like Bionic Commando, as you can tell right here, is from the Spider-Man. Let's see. I don't know what the Street Fighter.
I think that's supposed to be what's that game where they put them on the thing, like the Spyro Dragon game. What's that? Skylanders.
Well, no. Well, the cover is supposed to be like some comic book cover with just video game characters kind of standing in for it.
I don't know.
That's
so that was Super Mario. Yeah, it's Fantastic Four when they find Fing Fang Foom or something like that.
Let's see. And let's see. I'm trying to think what else. Crackdown I see is Superman.
Action Comics 1.
Tomb Raider. I think that may be.
I don't know.
Here he goes. It's based off Jumbo Comics 11 or 153. Sheena.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Warrior Princess. Sheena. I don't know.
That's Xena. Metal Gear Solid is what? What's the Metal Gear Solid one supposed to be?
That is G.I. Joe cover number 21.
No.
Let's see. Duke Nukem is based upon here a Punisher comic. Let me see if I post some older ones. We actually, both of us got some art. I got a Rapture, which is based upon Iron Man. Let me see. The Psychonauts is really cool.
That looks like an Avengers one, the way the font is.
Let me see. What is it based upon? X-Men number 1.
Oh, yeah, okay, X-Men, yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2 is based upon Spider-Man. That's the Todd McFarlane very famous cover. That's Gears of War is based upon Punisher. Where he's shooting Viva Pinata. This is the Tyson one that I got. Or not Tyson, but Punch-Out.
So these are actual poster size.
Yeah. Here, pull those. Grab that Rapture one right there. They're 18 by 12.
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
So I guess again for me, I think something that would have been neat to see. There was only a little bit. There's actually only one developer there. Some more game developers. Trying to test out their stuff. We had a local...
Yeah, there was. What was the... Lizzie, do you remember the game developer that had the seat and the controller?
I don't remember the developer's name right now.
So...
Hold on here real quick.
So...
Put that over there where you're at.
But they're from here.
Yeah, there was a local... There's a company...
Yeah, last year there was a local Louisville group that were showing off a game. The game looked like it was kind of like a Galaga, kind of like a side-scroller, like space shooter.
Well, they...
That was last year. I don't know what
there's
they had this year.
There's a company they were at...
I didn't recognize the name at all, so they probably released... They're probably not that well-known.
It's mommysbestgames.com. I think they're local, and they had a game called Pig Eat Ball. And they had it... Which had a rumble seat that you sat on, and when somebody come up and bumped your butt, it rumbled your butt, and it had a controller set up. I don't know if... Let me see if I can pull it up, Mommy's Best. Can you put that on the Twitter for the people there? But they were local. Let me write this. I didn't get to play that game. I mean, the other thing that you could get is, if you're definitely an old school arcade or pinball fan, they had a lot of the components and stuff that you could buy. Here it is. In development is Pig Eat Ball. Looks like it's kind of
like a Ms. Pac-Man.
Yeah, but
Art
it
look and
plays
feel to
different.
It.
Yeah,
but it looks like it could be like a... It was like a Pong?
No, it kind of... Here, I'll play a little bit of the footage so that you may have an idea real quick. Bring it down a little bit, though. It's kind of a shooter, I guess. Now, I don't know with the... I don't think they're going to be selling the seats and stuff, are they? Did they say that? Okay, because I don't know how much that would cost to get the rumble seat and...
No, here, let me say this. No one's going to be interested in buying a rumble seat if it's going to cost... I mean, it's going to go back to, like, the Rock Band sets. Like, who the hell wants to keep on buying, like, plastic guitars, plastic drum sets?
Yeah, I got the... Rock Band 1, and I was good with everything that I had.
The only shitty part was that is that it wouldn't take the Guitar Hero double bass pedal that I got when I got the Metallica game, so I couldn't double bass pedal.
Right.
So that was a little interesting playing one on the hardest difficulty and trying to.
They have been creating games for the Xbox 360. They recently got the license to Serious Sam. And I think we're making like a kind of a Contra-looking version of it.
It's actually a game that's already released on Steam and Xbox Live Arcade. What it is it's the Serious Sam series, and what makes this different from the other ones is it has a stackable feature for your gun, so you can. It looks like it's a stack of 5, and you can kind of custom load. You can customize the loadout, so you can kind of decide how you want your guns to lay out and shoot. It's a pretty off-the-wall type of game.
This is a local Louisville developer?
This is a local Louisville...
So what's their team size?
They're in
they're actually,
Southern Indiana is where I think they're located.
Okay. They're actually located all over. I had a chance to talk to the guy, one of the guys who helped develop the game. He was telling me that he is located in Louisville, while I think... Now, I didn't get this down, but I think like the music was done in Miami.
Yeah, they'd piece out the music. Right, I mean, that's not something that you need to have a developer there for.
The story, so he has a group, but they're all kind of spread throughout the United States.
Gotcha.
But they also made a couple other pretty cool indie games.
Do you want me to bring that up for you?
Like, I don't know if on here. Did you see Weapon of Choice was actually like it won an award for their. This is their first Xbox Live game, and it was in the indie section, and they won an award for best new indie game, I think it was.
Oh,
nice. I can't see quickly when I'm looking at the site. Should have it. Best of 2008, I guess, when it came out. So yeah, I mean, locally people are building up games. So yeah, I mean, there would be nice to have more developers and everything else, but I think it's more. I mean, they had a custom arcade cabinet group there.
Yeah,
and
I think that the having more developers, I think that's a good place for developers to say, hey, look, we're trying to create some new stuff. come check it out.
Yes.
And I think it's it's a good way to get your name out there.
It is, because otherwise you would have never heard of these games, and
Right.
when you're trying to support locally, it's a good idea.
If it's a
They
good
were
game.
actually he was doing a deal there too, that they were handing out codes for discounts if you had purchased the game while being at the expo.
And I think the
game normally goes for $10. The Serious Sam.
So you could have basically bought just like a 25-digit code while you were there for cheaper, and then
and I think I think they're getting a humble pack made up of all the games.
Oh, humble bundle.
Humble bundle. So that's coming out.
That'll give them a shit ton of exposure because everyone goes to humble bundle to.
Yes.
I mean, it's a very popular service that people hit up, so
Right.
that'll give them a lot of good exposure, which is good.
But my thoughts on the Louisville Arcade Expo, if you're looking for classic arcade games and classic console and pinball, $20 I think was for adult, and then kids 10 and under were free.
Yeah, if you
for
pre-ordered, it was
free-to-play.
$15.
Yeah, it's a great thing to do because I mean, GameWorks, I think, which is down like in Orlando and probably in LA and a variety of other places. I think that's like $35 for all day play. But they have a little more interactive like games, and also it's a whole building. So, all right, one of the big games that came out this week was South Park: Stick of Destiny. I know myself. You did not pick it up, Robbie? No, with you.
I never really watched South Park, so I don't feel like buying a game that's going to reference itself and not get any of it.
There's a lot of reference.
Yeah. So
here's the thing. If he's not a fan, like I was just like, you're still fairly early into the game.
I'm still in day one.
I'm not sure where I'm at. I think I might have just reached day 3.
Oh, okay.
But some of the references they make, I feel like it's going to date itself in the future.
Oh, okay.
Because they're making a lot of current references.
But that's South Park, though. If you watch an episode of
Yeah,
South
that's
Park,
right.
it
No,
always
but I
dates
understand
itself.
that. But that's a show. But like, whereas this is like a game. Like as far as replayability, yeah, I guess it can be said for the show too. But like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it kind of puts a timestamp on itself.
Okay.
Well, it's not a bad thing, but I'm just saying now, they just put like I said, they just put a timestamp on themselves, and it's funny. Don't get me, the references are funny. I enjoy it. I'm a fan of South Park. Of course I enjoy the game, but I can understand where Robbie's coming from, that he's not a fan of the show, so he's not.
I'm not really upset that I'm not a fan of the show. It's just that
he doesn't really watch it.
Yeah, I don't really watch it.
I mean,
it's on like season 16 now.
I
It's
think,
just like
I think nearly every episode has a reference in this game.
Yeah,
and it is based upon JRPG. Which I am not a fan of Japanese role-playing games because I hate the turn-based. Like, I have to wait.
Yeah,
but Cartman explains, this is how it was in the old times, in the medieval times.
And that's how we're doing it.
That's
now.
how they fought. So
yeah,
that's
I even I do like because I'm not a fan of those either. So I'm always trying to be tactical about it. And if you take your time, the game will reference that you're taking your time.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Butters will be like, we have to get on the main.
He's like, if you don't want to play anymore, we can stop playing.
Yes. And obviously Trey Parker is a big fan of Skyrim because there's a lot of reference like to the shouts, the dragon shouts, but they're like dragon farts or something like that. A variety of different things. You go to the bathroom and you poop out, and then you can throw shit at other characters, which gross them out, and they puke after every round.
I'm sure people can figure. Anybody who watched those really good Black Friday episodes, it almost feels like this. I'm pretty sure
this is a continuation of that.
Is this a continuation,
yes.
or I think that this was supposed to be that those episodes were supposed to lead to this game, but it got pushed back.
No, this is a continuation. They even say that they make a joke in the episodes about the Stick of Truth. Pre-order it now,
right? But what I'm saying is, I feel like because this game was supposed to drop.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out in December.
No, because remember the separation of the elves was Stan and Kyle. They were all in one group until the breakup between the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4.
Right, but I'm saying that this is still.
No, he's saying that.
I think that this game those were supposed to lead to this dropping in December. So they
right when the game come out,
yeah,
it would have been smart. But then you had the problem with
then they pushed it back.
Who had the right licensing for it?
It wasn't a licensing. I think they just weren't done. They weren't done with it.
No, they were part of the fire sale that occurred with who had the rights.
Yeah, but that was well before
right.
December 2013.
I can see. I remember when Trey came out for the release of the Kinect, and he was promoting the South Park game, and he was talking about how you wish that you could walk into your kitchen and order a pie that could brush your teeth, and he was making fun of the Kinect and the way for saying that you could do all these things with it. But that was I think 2011,
right?
And now it's 2014. And we're finally getting.
Well, I mean, when it got pushed back, they were at maybe it was E3 or PAX or something. They were at one of those events and they were being interviewed, and they said. Matt said the reason he pushed it back was because he wasn't happy with where it was at, and then they asked them, would we be able to play it in 2014, and he said, I don't know, I will, but I'm not sure if you will. So it was part of the reason of them not being happy with where the game was at.
And then it's very much Trey Parker. He is very controlling of his product, and if he's not happy,
Trey Parker. It was Trey Parker.
All right, when Matt Stone. It was Trey Parker.
It was Trey Parker.
Okay,
Trey Parker.
It's a different guy.
The blonde one. Now, yes, the game is good. Do you have any issues with the game?
I'm not having with reading online. Apparently, some people are having some technical issues. I've not ran into any technical issues.
I'm having terrible frame rate issues as I'm going on with the game.
Well, I wonder if that's more of things that happen later in the game that's occurring. But I have not had a frame rate issue. But I'm still on.
I think, you know what, it did seem to happen as I was progressing in the game, because earlier on in the game, it would skip a little bit, but not enough to notice. Right. But at this point in the game, it's pretty bad. Like the
Do you have the Xbox or the PlayStation?
I have the PlayStation.
Oh, the PlayStation they say is the worst of the group.
Really? Well, they said when I had read some reviews and stuff too, they said it's on both of them. So I didn't read it.
Yeah,
it was worse on
I
one or the other.
I was listening to Game Informer, and they were discussing. They said the PC is about as best as you can get it. Xbox 360 has some minor issues, and they said the PlayStation 4 is probably do not buy that version if you have a choice.
3 or 4.
3. It's not on the new next gens.
Yeah, well, you said 4. I was just curious.
I'm sorry, I messed up. Oh my God, Robbie!
Now, as far as the game goes, there's stuff that I like. Again, I'm not a fan of these, so I don't know
of what
too much. The J
RPGs.
One thing I do know that I did like in this was the ability to run away from a fight. They don't have it in this one, just because there's sometimes you'll end up being caught off guard by an enemy that needs a certain type of weapon.
I've been able to run away though.
Yeah, and a lot of JRPG,
no.
a lot of more modern.
When you're in the battle, you used to have an option to run away from the battle.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So I'm saying just so I could better prepare for the battle that I was about to face.
You're saying it's not in there, or it is?
It's not in there.
Oh.
So you know what I'm saying? If you go through a door and then you get caught by an enemy, and then it's an enemy that you don't.
But you can run away from an enemy if you see them out in the day.
Yeah, it's in a lot of modern JRPG games, like a lot of the Tales games. You could run away from a fight, but.
And I think that's as far as actual in-game things, other than the frame rate. That's just one of the things.
You think they would have it in there, because if you run away, then you can just get berated by all the South Park characters for choosing not to fight the fight.
Right.
No, that's a missed opportunity. It seems like to me.
Right.
The game is very graphical in regards to its humor. So there is
no surprise.
Well, now
there's a lot of nudity in this.
It's been censored.
Blurred nudity?
No.
Oh.
It was censored in other countries,
Europe.
Europe and Australia.
They have probes and stuff.
They basically kind of give you a written text of what's going on, and it's up to they leave it up to you and your imagination to.
There's because the thing is, you can walk into every house, and there's one house where you open it up, and a guy's in a gimp outfit having sex with a horse.
And
then they go, they run and shut the door.
Yeah. Wait till you get later on in the game. It gets really graphic. There's a whole scene when you're in outer space.
Oh, okay.
I'll leave that up to you. But yeah, it gets pretty graphic.
Sony's looking to turn The Last of Us into a movie with the help of the game's creators.
Oh, hopefully it doesn't suck.
Deadline and Hollywood reporting that Sony Pictures Screen Gems production company has decided to develop a live-action adaptation of the PS3 version of the game, and Neil Druckmann, who was The Last of Us creative director, will be writing the screenplay.
Oh, God.
So are they going to finally get Ellen Page to play the part instead of having her likeness?
You know what? I think you have to nail it down, don't you?
Right.
Or she could be,
or this is gonna be like Resident Evil 2.0, where it's gonna be like The Last of Us, and instead of it being like a good movie based off of the series, it's gonna be like this shitty this is what fucking happened in the game.
Well, but the thing
I haven't played the game, but I'm just imagining how it's gonna turn out.
If the developer of the game is creating the screenplay, hopefully Sony will stay true.
Don't forget, this is Hollywood.
I know.
They'll turn to the screenplay, and Hollywood will go, "Thanks for the first treatment. We're going to send it out to our writers."
To
and then
somebody
instead of
who
it being
has no clue about the game.
Yeah. So instead of it being about like a guy and a girl, all of a sudden it's gonna be about a group of like 12 people, and they're gonna get picked off by like actual zombie people, like actual zombies, not these mutated ant virus people, but,
right?
Like actual zombies, like The Walking Dead, are gonna come out and start chewing these people up, and
they're gonna run.
No, and it's gonna be a slapstick comedy and stuff. It's just they're gonna. I can see it now. They're gonna shit all over it.
Yep. Produced by Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Depending on who. I don't know.
Rob Schneider.
That is probably that
is
game.
The Last of Us.
That's actually in the game if you've gone into the movie theater. I don't know. I'm kind of half excited about this because I like The Last of Us is on the top of my favorite games list.
Okay.
It's a really good game.
But then you're worried that they're going to screw it up?
Of course.
I mean,
it's Hollywood. They are going to fuck it up.
Yes, but
it's not a worried if, it's are.
When.
So how bad are they going to fuck it up?
That's true.
That's what we should be worrying about.
I mean, if that was the case, would you want to see an exact interpretation of the game? Or would you want
faithful adaptation is what we want. Not an unfaithful adaptation.
But they have the person who one of the people who actually
I was reading an article where Zack Snyder was talking about how like people were tearing into like the Watchmen and stuff, and how it was too faithful. And he's just like, my version compared to I think Silver had like some other writer that came up with some version that was just completely just fucking not like the graphic novels.
Well, it was Terry Gilliam was looking to make the Watchmen, and they just came out and found out how they were going to end it.
Yeah, or even just make the movie itself, like make it itself, and it was just completely unfaithful.
The ending was nowhere close to it, and Zack Snyder came out and said, "This is why I made the movie, so that other people who were going to completely change the way the movie was supposed to." Now he did slightly change the way the movie ends,
especially the ending, which is admittedly better than what
I don't agree with it. No,
I think it's a lot better to have Dr. Manhattan be be more closely involved with the ending as opposed to like what was it, like these genetic whales?
Well, they were like big squids or something. Like that.
Squids. Yeah.
It just wasn't in the budget. They spent all their money on Blue Dong.
I know. That was a lot of dong. No, apparently, spoilers for the movie. We'll actually spoil Terry Gilliam's. He wanted the movie to end with Dr. Manhattan, Ozymandias talking him into going into the past to stop himself from being turned into Dr. Manhattan, which then would reverse everything else, and these vigilantes would then now just be comic book characters, and their real personas would not have been them. And it ends with the kid reading the comic book of their characters going, "Hey, you look like Silk Spectrum, and you look like Night Owl," and that's how it would end. And Zack Snyder says, "Fuck that."
Yeah.
And I think that was a bad idea too. Just reversing history and everybody forgetting.
It creates a paradox, which Ozymandias would know that. He would be able to foresee the paradox, and he would know that it wouldn't even work to begin with.
Yes,
it's just these Hollywood writers like, "Oh, this would be cool," without actually fucking thinking about it.
Yeah, and is it really going to change their timeline, or is it going to change somebody else's timeline?
Well, and if it's a multiverse, then it changes somebody else's timeline.
Exactly.
So
why does
just
it matter?
Living it out.
Yeah. So whoop-de-doo.
Mm-hmm.
If the Terminator can't kill the fucking Connors, then
So essentially, this is what I think is going to happen with The Last of Us.
Yes.
It's going to be an unfaithful adaptation because going back to the Watchmen thing, the Watchmen is just a satire for comic book characters and the wars and stuff too. that happened back in the
80s Cold
day.
War and everything. Yeah.
And Gilliam's script apparently didn't get that fact. They didn't actually portray it or like whatever. And so that's why I think that, for its fault, it's still a faithful adaptation, and I don't think The Last of Us is going to be a faithful adaptation. So that's...
Well, I mean, like, you don't think that, like, Naughty Dog is going to, make sure...
No, they've got two people with Naughty Dog.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is like, they
Evan
know...
Wells and
But for how long are they going to be involved in the project?
That's true, until they get
That's what I'm
removed
questioning.
out.
That's what I'm questioning.
I don't know. Like,
ultimately,
because
it's owned by Sony, so Sony could be like, we're going to go our own direction.
Well, where are they at? Where are they at with the Uncharted movies? That's still kind of
it's still
being
it's
passed
in
around.
Hell. Yeah, it's in development hell.
Yeah,
I think Universal owns the rights to that, don't they?
I don't know.
I don't think it's a Sony
I see now.
franchise.
Like, I guess not. Like, I'm trying to defend it, but then I'm thinking about when they were trying to cast Mark Wahlberg for the character of Nathan Drake, and I wasn't too much of a fan of that casting. I think
it would have worked because Wahlberg can do comedy.
He can,
and action.
but like I don't know. Like to me, I'd want it to be Nathan Fillion because he looks like him, but like he is getting older.
Well,
It doesn't really fit that role anymore.
Plus, Drake's like what, like in his late 20s, early 30s?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and I would imagine,
which it doesn't matter really the age of the actor,
right?
But it's
well, I know I agree, but
yeah.
like he is a young guy. Like in my mind, my fantasy casting would have been a younger Nathan Fillion and a Bruce Campbell playing the role of Sully, which is his companion character.
Okay. Bruce is old enough to play Sully. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, that would bring the show to a close. Swade, what we learned this week?
That unless you invest your money in Jeopardy winnings wisely, you'll end up being a sous chef at a soup kitchen.
That's true,
like
yes.
Watson.
That it?
Oh, I'm going to go down a list here?
Yeah. What else we learned?
That sounds awful.
Just go quickly.
QuizUp tests your spelling. Rob eats pricey steak.
Yes, he does.
Batman
He
was based off of Zorro. Game of Thrones is creating a rap album
Yes,
for
they
season 4. We go on a Scooby-Doo rant.
All right.
And much more.
And much more. Here's a quick bet. Naughty Dog had demanded that female-focused testers be included in the test runs of The Last of Us.
As they should.
Every game should have a female perspective.
You should get it from all the demos. You shouldn't get from the male 18 to 24 demographic. You should get it from everyone.
Girls play games. Girls read comics. They do these things. Put that down, what we learned today. No, it's all right. All right, for Robbie Longo and Sway, this is Doc Martinson. Have a frackin' good week.
If you're listening to this podcast, you're probably a big fan of the show. I bet you wondered, hey, what do those nerds think about the nerdiest things that are going on during the week? Well, then visit our website, FrakkinNerds.com. FrakkinNerds.com is a daily website featuring cool video, geektastic stuff to buy, and weekly TV and movie reviews. You can also follow us on Twitter at FrakkinNerds or Facebook.com/FrakkinNerds to get the daily updates and when our podcast goes live. So remember, that website again is FrakkinNerds.com.
You are now listening to a Doc Martin production.